happy with Listerine and Scope. But that's Dale. And so he created this moonshine mouthwash. He took a bottle of hydrogen peroxide, diluted it some with water, and then splashed a little bit of peppermint in to give it some flavoring. And then he poured this concoction into a water bottle that was labeled purified water and placed it on the sink in the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and for some reason I was thirsty. I saw this nice bottle labeled purified water on the sink, and I thought, what a blessing. God will provide. I don't even have to leave the bathroom and go to the kitchen. Here is a bottle of water. So I picked it up, downed the contents into my mouth. Gulp, 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 gulp. After I got my belly full of it, I noticed that peppermint taste in my mouth. And I thought, well, what's that for? And then I felt sick in my stomach. So I rushed into the next room and I said to Tara, I said, she's been taking care of her aged parents the last few weeks. Her mother had a car accident and she'll be back Wednesday, but just pray for her. But I went into the next room and I said to Tara, I said, now that bottle that says purified water that's sitting on the sink, what is that? She said, you didn't drink that, did you? I said, maybe. She said, that's hydrogen peroxide. I said, well, what is that? She said, do you remember when you cut your hand not long ago and I poured some liquid on your skin and it bubbled up and the germs came to the surface? I said, yes. She goes, that's it. Now I felt really sick. Then I got to my dictionary and looked up what it is. Hydrogen peroxide. The dictionary says it's a bleaching agent, an antiseptic capable of explosive reactions, sometimes used in rocket fuel. Now I felt really sick. Someone instructed me to eat burnt toast. I said I would rather vomit. And I did. I spent the night on my knees, praying and vomiting. And then I discovered something else about hydrogen peroxide. It functions as a colon cleanser. Now let me tell you about a colon cleanser. In fact, let me not tell you about a colon cleanser. Put it this way. You don't want to go on a trip the day after you've taken colon cleanser. Well, I feel better this morning. I learned something. If you see a bottle that says purified water on your sink in the bathroom, don't assume it's drinkable water. Evaluate it. Think about it. Research it. This morning, my sermon, and I'm only preaching a few minutes. There's so much of this we can handle. My sermon is like drinking hydrogen peroxide. I don't care how much peppermint I sprinkle into this concoction, it's not going to taste good. And it's going to give you a bellyache. But if it cleanses us out, it's worth it. We need all the Word of God. Last Sunday, preaching, it was like drinking sweet Southern iced tea. Oh, in the South, you don't get an option. You want sweet tea or unsweet tea. No, it's a sweet tea. And it's sweet, sweet tea. Man, I preached on the joy of the Lord last Sunday, and I jumped and shouted all week long the sweetness of that message. But today there's a bitterness to make us better. Sometimes there needs to be a deep cleansing in our hearts. And so we're talking about the jealousy of God. 3 things, and I'm done. Number 1, the jealousy of God is a proper jealousy. Now this surprises us, doesn't it? I mean, I know some of you, when you heard Minister Rashida read out of Exodus 20, and we were introduced to this concept that God is jealous, and now I've read it out of chapter 34 of the same book. Some of you never even thought about this. You didn't know about this part of God. God is jealous? That doesn't sound right. We know about jealousy. We've been victimized by jealousy. We've been bit by jealousy. That green-eyed monster, one of the most cancerous and soul-destroying vices that eats away at human beings, jealousy. Jealousy involves a fear that affection will be lost. Jealousy involves an apprehension that a prized position will be lost. Jealousy involves a possessive watchfulness. Jealousy expresses the attitude, I want what you've got and I hate you because I haven't got it. Jealousy. It is an infantile resentment springing from carnal covetousness, and it is expressed in envy, malice, and meanness of action. It is terribly potent. It feeds on pride, which is the taproot of our fallen nature. Jealousy. It is a mad obsessiveness. And if it is indulged, it tears down the fiber of human character. Proverbs 27:4, anger is cruel and fury overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? William Shakespeare